Arsenal news today. We just found out that Arsenal have over £200 million plus transfer budget this upcoming window. Plus, Bukayo Saka was just racially abused online once again today. We also have new links to Bryan and Mbeumo to Arsenal, and more and more and more. Thomas Partey might be leaving. Barcelona seem to be coming to hijack Arsenal's deal, trying to give him a new contract as he's available on a free, and Barcelona might go and take him for cheap. We are actually going to lose Partey this window. There's more to be discussed. Let's get this show started. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Let's get the show going as normal, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to start with none other than the transfer kitty. We found out today that Arsenal have a reasonable transfer kitty. Yes, Arsenal have a reasonable transfer kitty. The transfer kitty is going to be around 200 million, and that's after sales. Sorry, that's before sales. So Arsenal could easily spend over 200 million this window and have no PSR concerns. That is before sales. As one of the most profitable clubs in the Premier League's history, Arsenal could easily spend over 200 million this window and have no PSR concerns. That means Arsenal could have a spend of over 300 million easily if we make 300 if we make 100 million in sales. That is positive news, ladies and gentlemen. In other news, let's talk about some of the stuff. Declan Rice made the Champions League team of the season, and he fully deserved to make the Champions League team of the season, to be fair. As you guys can see here, the Champions League team of the season is Donnarumma, Marquinhos, Hakimi, Bastoni, Mendes, Vitinha, Rice, Rafinha, Yamal, Dewey, and Dembele. Heavily PSG-based team, and no team outside of the semi-finalists has made the Champions League team of the season. Barcelona, of course, Barcelona representatives have started talks with Thomas Partey and are looking to get him on a free, as his future in the Emirates is still up in the air. Beyond Barcelona, Partey has attracted interest from Saudi Arabian clubs, but the Catalonian Giants have made some serious moves to try to sign him and keep the pressure on. Now, we recently heard about Thomas Partey stating that he will be signing a new deal with Arsenal, or a new deal has been offered to him, and the offer's on the table. We just need to find out if he's going to sign it or not. So there is an offer on the table for Thomas Partey. We just need to wait and see if he signs it and if he does not sign it. At this moment in time, he has not decided to sign anything yet. Let's see what else there is in the news. Of course, there is the stuff about Bukayo Saka at the Grand Prix F1 Grand Prix with Miles Lewis Skelly, and some people giving him racial abuse because he decided to not speak to the Sky Sports media guys. Let me just show you guys what I mean. So Bukayo Saka is getting called an arrogant prick. He's getting called names. He's getting called all sorts of insults because there's Sky Sports News were there at the Grand Prix behind the scene. They asked him who is he rooting for, and he said he didn't want to talk. He didn't want to tell them who he was rooting for. So then now you have people saying that he's a Black Londoner and all these other stupid things that people say about somebody. And the funny thing is, people didn't even realize that Chalaba and Eze were right there next to him. He basically just said, "I don't want to speak. I don't want." He didn't want to speak, and that's what they deemed as not good enough. It's like, at this point, it's just a situation where people just want to get out Bukayo Saka. Could it be an Arsenal thing? Could it be a black thing? Whatever it is, at this point, it's just the hate on Saka makes no sense. It's way over the top. To call him an arrogant prick, to make fun of him, is ridiculous in my opinion. I think people take it way too far, and just because he wanted to enjoy himself, he didn't want to get bothered. Some people are gonna make it a thing about him being arrogant. Some people are gonna make it an Arsenal thing. I really do think at this point it's just people trying to point score, and it's actually disgusting. It's disgusting. In other news, let's get on to some of the other stuff that we need to talk about, as there is some breaking news about Bryan and Mbeumo. There is some breaking news about other stuff. But yeah, before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. So yeah, of course, Thomas Partey is in talks to leave Arsenal after a sensational free transfer with Barcelona has been linked. 2 hours ago, we got news from Lorenzo Loper. He said that it's understood that Arsenal are not the only club in contact with Šeško. Both Liverpool and Manchester United are also interested and expect to be below 100 million euros plus bonuses for RB Leipzig for the Benjamin Šeško deal. Of course, we also heard that Arsenal, after are ready to sign Blackburn youngster Igor Tyjon for over £1 million plus add-ons. That's going to be a Blackburn's Rover player. So we're going to see what happens there. It's not complete yet, but the rumor has it that we're going to sign the Blackburn Rover player. He's going to probably go into the academy as always. And yeah, that's pretty much that. There was some news yesterday that Arsenal indeed have started negotiations with Benjamin Šeško. We also got news yesterday that Rodrygo will be staying at Real Madrid. That was reported yesterday. And of course, I hope that if he does stay, he only stays for the Club World Cup and he still can move after the Club World Cup. So we'll wait and see if that does change, if anything changes there. I hope it does change. And yeah, quickly, let me just go to the Bryan and Mbeumo news before we wrap it up here. But please do hit that like button, guys. Please do hit that subscribe button. And let's see what ends up happening from here. As you guys already know, PSG won the Champions League. Arsenal lost the PSG in the semifinal, and they absolutely obliterated Inter Milan. It would have been an amazing feat if we could have done something where we could have got to that final and won it. But PSG is well deserving of the Champions League, fully deserved, and they're the best team in the competition. So you got to give it up to them right then and there. Arsenal will not make any attempt for Raheem Sterling after the underwhelming loan spell. I could have told you that. There's no need to even report that. That's not real news. There's nothing really surprising about that at all. What else is there? That is pretty much it. Manchester United have already made the signing of Matheus Cunha. They've completed the deal. We're going to have to wait and see what else who else Arsenal be looking at, as Matheus Cunha was one of our targets originally. But yeah, let's get on to the next one, Bryan and Mbeumo, before we wrap it up. Arsenal are one of the teams interested in Bryan and Mbeumo. So that is interesting. We're interested in Bryan and Mbeumo. We're going to have to wait and see who else is interested in Bryan and Mbeumo. Nottingham Forest are looking to make some signings in Brazil. Interesting. Nottingham Forest are looking to make some Brazilian signings, a couple of Brazilian signings. Maybe that's Edu's connections. Interesting. Nottingham Forest are looking to make 3 Brazilian signings at once. Crazy. Edu's connections might actually be coming in clutch for Nottingham Forest. We'll see. We'll see what's going on there. Benjamin Šeško, we just spoke about that. We spoke about Thomas Partey. What are we talking about here? Yeah, of course, it would be a dream. We got a report 3 hours ago saying that Thomas Partey is set to stay at Arsenal. Eduardo Hagen and some friends. I think this is a joke. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens with that. I spoke to a friend and said Thomas Partey is gonna stay. We're gonna wait and see what happens there. Kelleher is gonna be headed to Brentford. I think that's a good deal for Liverpool. Kelleher to go to Brentford. Barcelona, of course, are interested in Thomas Partey. We already spoke about that. Dembele won Champions League Player of the Season. Ange Postecoglou is going to be sacked. It's crazy, right? I think I could do a whole video on that. I'm probably going to do a video on that and get one of my boys, Tottenham friends, to come over and talk about that. And Matheus Cunha to Manchester United. Really and truly, there's not too much. I led with the stories for Arsenal, and we're going to wrap it up here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Catch you guys in the next video. And you already know what it is. Egal Talks Football. We're out, people. Peace.